everybody. Hi, it's Becky from powertoolswiththread.com. Oh my gosh, sorry about my hair. I had to put my little brim on. This says Pruski's Market. Little Polish meat market down the road from me. Man, they got good stuff, I'm telling you. I just got out of the pool. That's why I'm wearing the hat, because it is hot. Oh my gosh. You know, it's like this morning I heard, well, the temperature is going to be 90 whatever, but the heat index is going to be 104 to 108. What difference does that make? 104 to 100. Do you remember when we were kids? They didn't talk about heat indexes. We didn't care. It was just hot. Y'all, I went to an elementary school with no air conditioning. You know, I didn't have air conditioning until, well, I'm 57. So I know to some of y'all I'm a baby. But I remember going over to my girlfriend's house on base. We lived on Randolph Air Force Base in the early 70s. And she lived in officers' quarters. And my father was enlisted. I went to spend the night at her house. And I came back the next morning. And I said, Mom, I said, they've got cold air coming out of the floor. Isn't that crazy? Man, it's nuts. But we had a window unit in the living room and the master bedroom, and I had a box fan with the windows open. That was my cool. Isn't that something? I don't think I could survive that now. Good grief. But today is the 1st of September, and it is the opening day of dove season in the southern zone here in Texas. So my husband always, you know, meets up with his boys and goes out to some field to sit around, and I think they're just probably drinking beer and doing this because they didn't come home with any birds. But in the heat of the day, they came back and they fired up the grill and grilled a bunch of sausage and some stuff, and then went out to the pool and cooled off in the pool, and they just took off and went back out to the field for the evening session of visiting, right? I thought I would make a video and come in here and chat with you guys, tell you what I've been doing. So I'm right in the neck deep of Candy Corn Quilt Shop, making those videos and getting used to doing all of that and everything. And I'll tell you guys, that quilt is a job, but it's adorable and it's very doable. And I'm looking forward to when the videos get published starting on September 8th. If you are interested in doing it with me, there are links below where you can get your fabric and your embellishment kits and everything. Reb's Fab Stash ran out of kits, and they are cutting more themselves and still shipping them. She told me she's waiting on one piece of fabric to ship out the kits, or if your order is one that's kind of on hold, you can call them and ask them to ship you what they have, and when they get that extra piece of fabric in, they will send it to you later. So you can do it either way. And she's also sending me the borders, inner and outer border, and the backing, so, and the binding. I've got to get that too, but we're going to go ahead and start on the blocks on September 8th. But anyway, I'm also making a video series. Designs by Juju has these adorable placemats. They have them for Halloween, they have them for autumn, they just put out some for Christmas, and up until like yesterday, you had to have at least a 6x10 hoop. But Julie from Designs by Juju heard you, and she listened, and she has reconfigured and redigitized all of her placemats so that they will work with a 5x7 hoop. So if you saw these previously and you only had a 5x7 hoop and you thought you couldn't make it, well, they've redigitized them now so that those with a 5x7 hoop can make these cute things. I got to show you what I'm doing with this one. I am using some of Kimberbell's glitter vinyl. Oh, that is so cute. I put it in the owl and I put it in the moon, and it just came out adorable. I absolutely love it. But I am making a video series on how to make these. And I'm only going to make the one for Halloween, but then the principle of what I'm doing, how to do applique, how do you do the vinyl, how do you put the placemat together, all of that is the same regardless of what seasonal placemat you're making. And I will tell you, somebody mentioned this in the Power Tools with Thread Facebook group. Please join. We have got a wonderful group of people there who like to share what they've made, and they ask questions and bring up issues and all kinds of stuff. So if you are on Facebook and you're interested, please look up Power Tools with Thread, and we'd love to have you. So one thing that somebody did bring up for the owl block, on the owl block, there are two pieces that you can cut out in your scan and cut. Of course, you can cut them all out, but the background and the tree. Well, if you create the SVG files the way I showed how to when I showed how to make the pumpkin, the problem is that the purple piece or the background piece and the tree piece actually are too small. The way Brilliance creates the SVG, they are too small, and you don't get that extra overhang that you need in order to be able to trim the block. So the solution to that is to print out the SVG file using Brilliance. You create it using Brilliance, and then you print it out, and then trace over it with another piece of paper, and then add on with like a Sharpie, add on that extra piece that's going to go over here on the side of the background piece and over here on the side of the tree piece. Then upload that into Canvas or scan it in and cut your SVG files for the tree and the background like that. So that's probably the easiest way to fix that. It's real difficult to edit SVG files as they are. So anyway, y'all, I had a lady email me and she said, I just love all the fabric you buy. Can I buy your scraps for my Crumb quilts? I was like, are you serious? I have two giant Mount Scrapmores over here that I was afraid I was going to have to toss because I'm never going to use those things. So I said, well, how much do you want to pay for shipping? She gave me a number and I'm packing boxes. So like I just cut Candy Corn Quilt Shop and I've got all these scraps left over. So those are going in the bin for sure. You know, if they're not a viable scrap that I could really use in another quilt or something, she can have them. Jeez, that's great. You don't have to buy scraps, but if you want to pay shipping, I'll ship them to you. If you would like some too, let me know. Send me an email, powertoolswiththread@outlook.com. All you got to do is pay for shipping. I'll be happy to pack the box. I got a new roll of, this is No Show Mesh Stabilizer. This is a 12-inch roll by 50 yards. This is that new Bro Thread stabilizer. And this is my second roll of it. I really like this. I got it from Amazon. I have put it in my Amazon store. And if you are interested in getting some, I'd appreciate it if you'd use my store link. That helps out the family business. It's an affiliate. But I really like this stuff. I have used this in several of my embroidery projects lately, and it's just wonderful. It really is. It has a nice feel to it, and it's very strong, and it doesn't misbehave in the hoop. So for instance, I'm using it right now. Let me see. I got too much stuff going on, you guys. Hold on. I am using it to make, I told y'all that I had gotten the, what was the name of that charm pack I got from Christine up at Jelly Rolls To Go? Tuppence by Moda. So I am using the Brother Luminaire to make the orange peel design, and I am background quilting my tote pieces, and I just love it. I think it's turning out beautiful. But I am using that new Bro Thread stabilizer behind it, and it's turning out great. I don't have any problems with it at all. So I do want to recommend that to you. It's fairly inexpensive. It's a good product, and I like it. So just telling you that. Remember, I had told you guys on my part 2 of my fabric haul that I was going to make my grandson that Potions quilt let me see, here's the pattern right here, the Potions quilt. So many of you wrote me and told me that you have nerdy grandchildren too, and you would love to make it as well. So I will be sure to show you this when I get finished with it. But I wanted to let you know that Mary Williams had told me about this bubble fabric. This is called Berry Cooler. This is Soda Pop, Wilmington Essentials Soda Pop. So this is the berry package right here. It's really nice, and it looks like I had it, some of it already. So I think the bubbles that I picked up at the Quilter's Hideaway, see, that's Soda Pop right there. So the purple I had, the lime, the pink, and the orange are already, I had those, that is Soda Pop fabric. So I didn't know that, but I know it now because I can see that they're identical. And then I also got the, which one is this? I think this one is the Root Beer Float. And the Root Beer Float is the dark one. And it's got brown bubbles and white bubbles and gray. Yeah, so I really have a lot of choices of colors, and I think it's going to work out just great. I'm glad I got these because that way I have a whole, like, look at that. See, I didn't have that color. That's pretty cool. So I've got a whole bunch of different other colors now that I can use, and I think it's going to turn out just great. And then these are fabulous blender, non-solid, if I need a, you know, a little piece for something. You never know, right? You never know. So I got all that, and now I am ready to go ahead and start on the Potions quilt, because I have nothing else to do. Oh, I forgot my audio. Is my camera recording audio? It is. Yeah, I forgot my audio, my little microphone and everything. I hope you guys can hear me. Hey, I wanted to let you guys know that Amy Sews, Amy Bachman up in Pennsylvania, she has that website, amysews.com. She is going to be doing a class on the scan and cut. And if this is for everybody, whether you have a scan and cut you haven't taken out of the box yet, or you have a scan and cut and you're kind of savvy with it like I am, you guys, I'm really excited to be part of this. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. So right now, between today, September 1st, and September 15th, I'll put a link to this below, but up until September 15th, she's taking people to like sign up for, it's a subscription, and there'll be a class every other month. So if you are in her power surging class, you'll do that 1 month, and then the opposite month is going to be the scan and cut class. Now that power surging class, that thing, whew, she maxed out at 250 students. She is a phenomenal instructor. She's very, very good, very approachable with questions you might have. And if you're brand new to the scan and cut, she is going to put out some freebie classes once you sign up, just so you can get familiar with, you know, your machine. And she's going to do this for the CM models, the older models, and the DX models, the newer ones. So it doesn't matter which model you might have. So the basic info on the scan and cut is going to be free. But the subscription class, if you sign up by September 15th, you'll be good to start. You're going to get the box in October. So this is not just like the freebie stuff you can do on the Brother Canvas. The first class, they're going to make luminaries out of stretched artist canvas. You know, the canvas that comes on like those frames? You can make luminaries out of those. How cool is that? I was like, how do you do that? Well, take the class and find out, right? The next one, there's also going to be a class on hot fix crystals. She was telling me this stuff. I'm like, what? I don't even know. And then there's going to be another class with balsa wood. So this is a class that is designed to really go over the basics, but also stretch your skills and give you an idea of what that scan and cut can really do. So I think that's awesome. I think you can get the class by itself, or you can get the class and the box. So go out to amysews.com and look at the classes and scroll down and sign up for the wait list for the scan and cut. And that doesn't really commit you until you pay for it, but because you can sign up without having to pay. But she was trying to get an idea of how many people are really interested in it so that she knows how many boxes to order. So I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to do it, and I'm going to be in the class, and I'm really excited about it. So if you are wanting to use that really expensive scan and cut you bought and you're not sure how, this is the time. I'm working my way through this stuff. I had a lot of questions about the size of my block on the quilt top that I'm making for the motorhome. So the quilt in the motorhome, this is kind of upside down here. So actually, let me turn this around so you can see it. This is the head of the bed, and there are two nightstands, and this is, of course, the bottom of the bed, and it's a short, they call them an RV king. So it's a shorter king than you would normally have. There are a total of 38 blocks here, and these are 10 inches square, which is what this is. So this is the table runner that Christine made me from Jelly Rolls to Go. These are 10-inch blocks, and I didn't want to make loads and loads and loads of 10-inch blocks, so I made this block is 14, okay, and I cut everything in 2.5-inch strips. I wanted that diagonal stripe effect to be bigger than this because it's a king-size bed, right? I can probably get away with not 38. I can get away with, I don't know, 32, 30, we'll see. So that's still in the works. It is over there at the machine, and every day I am making, like, I'm not doing it by block, one block at a time. So I'm sewing on my center squares, and then I'm sewing the next piece on 30. Maybe I'll do 38, who knows? Running through all of the pieces at one time, and I'm still waiting on some additional fabric from So Yeah out of Las Vegas. Hey, they gave me a shout out the other day, so that was kind of cool right at the beginning. A lot of you told me about that, so I went and looked at it on the video. That was awesome. Thank you. I have a tote bag that I got from the place where I order my business cards, and I asked them to put my logo on there, so that's pretty cool. I told y'all in several videos ago I'm the regent of my DAR chapter, Daughters of the American Revolution, and we give away like door prizes at every one of our meetings. And so this was a couple of months ago. I just got really busy, and I had these like not tea towels, what do you call them? They're kitchen towels, they're giant squares, and I used Designs by Juju's jar pattern and embroidered them. And I've got a whole sack of them here. Pretty cool. There's a bunch in there. And so yeah, I'll just let people reach in and get, you know, whatever one they want. Right now I think they're all the same because I didn't switch out my thread colors. But I think I made about a dozen of them, so that was cool. I decided I had wanted to give people something that I make. And I'm tying them up with scraps to make my little bow. And that's how I roll, you know, and I hope they like it. What else? Oh, I wanted to give you guys a tip. Marilyn is a wonderful embroiderer. She's a real good friend of the channel. And she's a good quilter too. So let me put this down. We have had a lot of people who buy the seam rippers that my husband makes. These are absolutely fabulous. They are wonderful for Christmas gifts or guild, you know, if you have a guild president that's leaving or something. And it is a seam ripper on one end and a stiletto on the other. And I made a video showing how these are made in the in the shop. My husband makes them, and they're so nice because they're just gorgeous and they have some heft to them. And this is a stainless steel seam ripper. This is just really, really nice. Well, and to use these, you just would, which end did I sew? I wanted to show you. So you just, you know, undo a couple of stitches right at the end and hold it down, give it some tension, and off you go. I mean, these things are just fabulous. So anyway, we have so many people who have bought these, but look what they do. So one of the problems with these, the only problem with these, is that they roll, okay? And off they go. And if they hit the floor, and this is first, you're going to break your tip. So Marilyn had a brilliant idea. She took a Wonder Clip and clipped it on the end, and it never rolls. How smart is that? Fabulous tip, absolutely love it. But if you do break your tip, we have additional tips for sale on powertoolswiththreadstore.com. So you can replace the tip if you need to. I hope you don't need to. They're too pretty, right? So anyway, just want to let you guys know I have been on my husband, because usually like September through mid-December, the orders just come flying in, and I've told him you need to double your quantity and start knocking them out. But it's so hot out there. He doesn't like being out in the shop. It's just too hot right now. But we just put some more on there. So these are just wonderful. And you guys, I am so surprised at our repeat customers. People just love them. They get one of them. Oh, I got to buy one for my sister, you know, and off they go. You guys are great. So anyway, back to my DAR group. I am making these for the daughters. This is a nice tote bag, right? And this lady right here, Georgie, she is our state chaplain. And she is coming to our meeting September 18th, September 14th. And so this is a thank you gift for her to be able to, you know, for coming and speaking to us. And it's got a cookbook in it that we're going to give her. If you know her, don't share this, okay? So, but anyway, so what I've started doing on for the daughters in my chapter, I actually put them on our store site, and I'm making them, and then half of everything that so I sell them for 20 bucks, right? And the chapter daughters can order them. Half of that goes to the chapter as a donation. So that's kind of cool. That's a good way to make money, right? That's kind of cool. And then October is, our program is stitching, colonial stitching, you know, and it's an American Heritage thing. So our program's American Heritage for that month. Anyway, so what we're going to do that month, I bought all these little cross stitch hoops. I'm not getting into cross stitch. Don't get excited. Okay, I'm just telling you. And I got some print stitch dissolve. And what I'm going to do is I have a font that looks like cross stitch. And I'm going to print out USA on this print stitch dissolve paper. And then you can put it directly onto, does it iron on? Have y'all used this? Does it iron? Water soluble paper stabilizer. Wash away, machine safe. So I don't know if it irons on. Anyway, so what I want to do is all of the USA, I'm going to make a whole bunch of them, and put it on, I got some 8 cloth, and so I'm going to print USA onto here. I got to read the instructions on this. If y'all know of a better way to do this, let me know. And then I got floss, DMC floss in blue. I have some in red. And so we'll just do blue USA or red USA because white won't show up. I guess I could use silver, right? Anyway, we're going to turn these into ornaments, and we're going to donate them to the local veterans home. So I thought that would be kind of nice. I have a bunch of needles already, and then we're just going to sit and stitch while the meeting goes on and people visit, and That should be fun, don't you think? We'll see how it goes. My idea was to run the 8 cloth through the printer, but I don't know if that'll work because it'll shred like crazy and I don't want those strings in my printer. So I thought maybe this would work. I've got to figure out how is this going to get on, easily tears away or will dissolve when submerged in water. So I guess what do? Do I hoop it right along on top of the 8 cloth? But then how do you know the holes match up? I don't know. I need some help. I know you guys know how to do that. That is not my deal. So anyway, and then these are just some little mesh pretty bags to put them in to give to the veterans home. So we've got a local veterans home down in Floresville, which isn't too far from where I live. All right, that's everything. I want to thank you all so much for visiting with me. I really love chatting with y'all. And if you give me a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. It's good for the channel. And we'll talk to you soon. Go sew something. Bye.